Mickey Weekley, and I'm here with G Lopes. G, what's going on today?
Very grateful that you decided to not use my full name. So I really appreciate
I
that.
know. Did you feel the pause that I took?
Did you take a pause? No, I didn't even notice it.
G Lopes.
No, no. How's it going?
Like he didn't like it for my name. It's
I asked you,
going,
how's it
you know.
going? How's it going?
It's going. It's going.
Okay, cool.
How's it going with you?
Uh, you know, you know what I've noticed when watching our videos, how like it's changed, like what we've wore. So like we started off like with like official like dress up clothes, and now we ended up in just like t-shirts, which I think is like symbolic for, or really like a like representative of what people's experience with a quarantine. It's
So
fine, whatever.
what
Yeah, everything
what
everything is fine though.
everything's great. It's the best it's ever been. Hey G, you have a new background.
I do. Those are my crosses. So, Vicky,
Yeah.
where were you when you first saw that Pope Francis was elected?
I was a junior in high school. I looked up the date. I think he got elected February 28th, 2013. So I was a junior in high school. I was 16 years old.
Oh my goodness. I was a senior in college,
Uh-huh.
and it was my second semester, and I was in my dorm room, and I just remember that we have a chapel, but the chapel also has a bell at the sales, and the bell starts going off. I also remember when that bell went off when I was in middle school, and Pope John Paul II passed away, and then
Oh
they
my
elected
gosh.
Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
And then after
Mm-hmm.
Benedict stepped down, I remember that. And then, so it was crazy. It was crazy.
Pope
That's
John
pretty
Paul
crazy
II.
also. Did you ever
Oh,
see
sorry.
him?
Go ahead. No, but so I went to a Carmelite school for grade school, like middle school and grade school. And when he was sick, we had a song that we would sing, and anybody that went to St. Teresa would know the song, and
Really?
it's John Paul II, we love you, we support all that you do. When you rest
Oh
or work or
my
play, we will pray
gosh.
for you each day. And so we would sing that because we had assembly every morning in the Miami Heat in your uniform. Okay, all right. So, okay, G, tell me what does this mean in our daily life? So our Holy Father, the Pope, what does that mean to you in your daily life?
Yeah, Father Ebe asked us that again this morning. And to be honest with you, I don't really know if I have a good answer. I know that growing up, I had this just strong respect for Saint John Paul II. That's
Hmm.
really like the first pope that I have really good memory of. So I know that we would always pray to our Holy Father. I never really understood the relationship, of the church with the Holy Father, like our relationship with the Holy Father, until, uh, to be honest, like Pope Francis, I think, is when I really started developing this understanding of what it means to have a pope.
So I honestly, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Like Saint John Paul II, like I think again that song, right? John Paul II, we love you. And then Saint Benedict, I don't. He was a theologian, a professor.
Yeah,
Was
just
just
didn't really know
deep in
him.
his faith. Yeah, and now I think I have a little bit more of an appreciation for him because of school. Like we have to read the documents that these popes wrote, which
Oh,
like
that's
you don't do that when you're like
true.
13 years old or 12,
Mm-hmm.
six. Um, but for sure, I think well, what's beautiful about the stage that I'm at, I think in my life, in my like faith journey, but then also like, in school and in my work, is that we have a pope right now. And like, not that he's the first pope to ever advocate for young people, right? But we have a pope right now who like, that's like that's at the top that's at one of the tops of his list is young people. And so, reading his documents, through school, through work has been really helpful for me, because I feel like it means that in my daily life, I don't have to necessarily figure everything out on my own. So yes, I have like there's priests, there's bishops, there's the archbishops, whatever, and then you have the Pope, and the Pope is really like helping us navigate like this world that we're living in. And so I think like that's beneficial to me because it's a sturdy place to look to. Um, One that I think is an unbiased approach. And I think like that's really important. Like right now for me, anyways, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Another question I have for you is, um, so not just in your daily life, but like who is the Pope to you? Like how do you what's your relationship like with the Pope? Like I guess in anything, your prayer life, your studying, your work, things like that.
Yeah, I think Pope Francis has this very relatable wisdom. I think that
Mm-hmm.
the popes have been wise in their own respects, but I think like wisdom is very particular to different people, if that makes sense. Like everybody like takes something away from that particular insight. Again, Pope. See, one comment that you made before, like Pope John Paul was very much into the. I mean, he was the one that created World Youth Day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think Pope Benedict did a good job, but I think it just wasn't like it wasn't. It's not a weakness of his, but it wasn't like his focus. He really got the church in a weird time, so his focus was very different.
He
Um,
did.
and I think Pope Francis was like, okay, like let's move on from this. Hello, young people, Synod, Christos Vivit. I think what I love reading is definitely like his homilies, his reflections, because I love how he makes the gospel very relatable that I can understand. I take to heart his homily when we were in Poland, and he was talking about the tax collector. That's like one of the few homilies that I've actually saved.
Yeah. No, and I think that that last part that you just said of that he's normal, right? But he's one step further than like ahead, right, in the trends and things like that. And I think that reminds me of what Father Abe said of like the bridge builder. Um, and what I think is cool about that, because for to look to the Pope and things, and he's appointed by God and stuff like that. So I think because Pope Francis is the way that he is, like it just allows us, I think, to look at God in not in a more casual sense, but in a more like relatable. Like we can meet God. Like God's a little bit closer than we think he is. And I think sometimes we keep him really far away. And I think the examples of the popes, the more and more that we're getting into this, like in these times, like that, they're just more accessible people. And okay, I think the ability that we've had to like meet a lot of different people through like conferences, like the international and also like the national ones, and like the different big places that we've been able to go to, is that we're meeting people that like do respect Pope Francis a lot as well. So like on the one side where you hear a lot of like bad mouthing or just like disrespect towards like his papacy, like there are people that are also we've encountered in our Salesian family. I feel like I've encountered a lot that really appreciate like the person that he is, because I think, right, like the things that he speaks to speak to the mission that we have of being there for being in support, or for the most at risk, and for the youth. And so he really speaks to like those on the margins, which is like where you find Salesians.
What would you do if you met Pope Francis right now? Pope
I would
Francis
cry the
walked.
whole time.
No, all right. I knew you were gonna say that, but don't say that. So if Pope Francis were to knock on your door right now, and he's like, "Hola," or however he would say it, or me jovane, whatever. What would you do right now? Don't tell me
Right now.
cry.
Okay, I would get my copy of Christus Vivi right here.
And you would
I have
have
it
him
next to me,
sign it.
actually. Yeah, I would have him sign it.
That's weird. He's not a celebrity.
Why? Why? I would have him sign it and then be like, "Hey, can you like pray for me?" or like what?
Yeah, I
And then
would
I
be
would be
like,
like,
"Hey,
I
real
would
quick."
interview him. I would interview him.
There it is. There it is.
Dude.
There it is.
Hola, Papa Francesco. ¿Cómo estás?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out. I thought we were just gonna
You
do it.
literally asked the question.
I'm gonna shout out my sister. I took this shirt from her closet. I gave it to her, but I'm wearing it now. So, gonna shout out Nana. Hope you're having a
Okay.
great day at work. If you don't watch this, that's okay, because I don't want you to know that I'm wearing this shirt. Thanks for watching our video. If you liked this video and you liked what we said, please subscribe, hit the like button, and turn your notifications on so you know when our next video comes out. And also remember that we have videos coming out every Monday. Father's video came out before this on the Holy Father, so be sure to watch that if you haven't yet. I'm Vicky. That is G. We hope you have a super week. We'll see you soon.
Peace.